If you have time, can you explain what an ETF on leverage, since the news in the USA have approved one lately last week? Ooh, oh, yes. It's interesting how you can leverage an ETF both short and long. Basically, you're borrowing money. For long, you're just basically borrowing money to buy the asset, borrowing against basically. Let's just say you have you want a 10 to 1 risk to reward or 10x, right? So basically, you put $5 and you can make that. If you do 10 times, right? You can say, okay, well, I'm going to do 10x leverage on that, so that becomes $50 bet on your on the ETF. So, but if the ETF moves 10%, you lose the whole $5. In the stock market, it's far worse than that, of course. If you're using a brokerage firm, far worse than just losing the $10. Um, that's why it's not recommended for most people. Leverage in the regular market. Why? Because you can lose more than just in that example the $5. How come? Well, it's because they will allow you to hold. They will allow you to hold the trade open overnight, and since the market closes um, during a certain period, if it opens up and your trade is way out of whack, let's just say the market moved 50% whilst you were asleep, and it woke up with trading 50% lower, you will be on the hook for all of that money. Not just the 10%, not the $5. That's how that's how brokerage firms work. You don't want to do that. Then shorting is a little bit of an interesting thing. Basically, you're borrowing the ETF to sell it into the market. Now, because there's something called naked short selling. What is naked short selling? Well, basically, you are trading the stock out of nothing, meaning you're selling more stock than there actually is. You're like, what? Say what? Yeah. Well, um, it should be illegal where you actually can, print the stock to sell it in the market, but it's not. It's not. Your controller can do that, and I find it interesting, right? So that this exists. So what its effect on an ETF is very detrimental because now that ETF, right, is not earning a generation fee for that extra stock that's in the market, but you get to sell that extra stock, right, without actually, somebody taking ownership of that stock. That is so wrong on many levels. But it's just the way it is, right? Our whole financial sector has a lot of criminalities to it, and people complain a lot. A lot of corporations complain about that, and nothing gets done, right? It is a horrible situation, and honestly, crypto will fix that because you'll be able to do that trading properly, decentralized on crypto asset on like cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum or crypto blockchains such as Ethereum, and of course the rules you'll go with the rules that are most fair, right? You won't list your assets, your stock, right, on an exchange that's not fair. That'd be just dumb, right? So, they won't be able to do that kind of nonsense in the future, right? So it will go away eventually, even though the government should make it go away. It don't make any sense, right? That you can actually create well, it's not you that's doing it; it's the brokerage firm can create extra stocks of anything and then sell it, have you sell it into the market. No, they have to borrow the stock, and because borrowing is a little bit difficult for the brokerage, right? They can't find enough stock maybe for you to sell. That's why they come up with this naked short selling, right? So horrible, so horrible. Anyways, it is what it is, right? There's so many horrible things in our world. It's not funny, and you can't change it. All right. Well, I'm glad you liked the explanation, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.